So I'm delighted to be joined by Chris Allen, our first team manager after the 4-0 win over Cadbury Heath. Chris, you must be really delighted with the result.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the result is a really good one. Obviously, to score 4 and keep another clean sheet, exactly what we set out to do at the start of the game. The game itself probably panned out slightly differently to what I expected. I thought we were really slow to get going actually in the first half, and the first half performance as a whole for me wasn't good enough. We went in leading 2-0, but I didn't think we reached anywhere near our levels in terms of our intensity and the way that we can pass and move the ball at times. I don't think it was there today in the first half, and it was a strange half-time team talk, to be honest, because we're not used to going in at 2-0 up and having to have a few choice words, if you like. Nothing too major, but I felt like we needed a bit of a spark in the second half, if that makes sense, even though we were winning 2-0. And we got it. I thought the second half performance was excellent. We moved the ball really well. People were a lot braver, got on the ball. We caused them a lot of problems, and we kept the ball for long periods. Something that we didn't do in the first half at all. It was back to front far too quickly. The gaps in between the defence and the forward line were huge, and it became a little bit of a basketball game, which isn't what we want to happen. So second half much better. Took a lot more control of the game, and ultimately produced a much better performance.
How important was getting the third goal? And did that feature in your half-time team talk? Because I felt that there were opportunities at the end of the first half to get that third goal, and it would have felt that we'd have been well in control. But of course, going in at 2-0, if that had turned into 2-1, Cadbury Heath could have found themselves back in the game. Was that a concern of yours?
Yeah, because we've been in that position quite a few times this season. Definitely early on in the season where we were winning a lot of games 2-0 and conceded that next goal, and then it makes you very nervy and very edgy. We absolutely spoke about that at half-time. Even though we didn't play great in the first half, we did have good opportunities to make it 3-0 and make the second half more comfortable, if you like. But as everybody knows, 2-0 is always a dangerous scoreline if you go and concede the next goal. So, yeah, a big part of the talk at half-time was about going and scoring the next goal and hopefully killing the game off. But like I said, also it was about improving our actual performance. And when we improve our performance, the goals will come, in my opinion, and that's what we've done. Ultimately, the performance in the second half was a lot better, and then the goals come from that.
And what about the weather conditions? It's not going to get any warmer or drier as we enter the Christmas period, so I suppose these are conditions we're going to have to get used to. But I mean, it is cold out there. Was that something that you were a bit worried about, particularly, I suppose, with injuries?
Yeah, I mean, luckily enough, we haven't got any at the moment. The squad was really stretched today in terms of numbers because of suspensions and unavailability, missing three really key important players for us, and obviously that made the bench a lot lighter than we would have liked today. But in terms of the overall squad itself is a really strong 16 or 17 now, and we've got to work really hard to keep everybody together and fit and injury free. Because if we do lose 2 or 3, then we will be stretched. And we started off the season with a fairly big squad, and it has slowly got smaller and more compact. It's more competitive than ever in terms of everybody wants to be playing and everyone thinks they should be playing, and rightly so. But yeah, with that number of 16, 17, all of a sudden you lose 2 or 3, and it does start to creep up on you. At the moment, luckily we haven't got it. If we do get it, then we'll have to see if we can address it. But we're really lucky with the pitch. Obviously, the pitch is in really good condition for this time of year, and so far, touch wood, we haven't had any games postponed, so we've got no backlog of games yet. So we're in a good position. We're going well. I think obviously to make it, for me, it's all about adding as many points to the league tally as we can. But I think it's important to mention the players going 20 league games unbeaten is obviously a massive achievement. One that we're not content with. We want to carry on, but it feels like another milestone today to get to 20 league games unbeaten. The players deserve a lot of credit for that, because you have to turn up every single week and play a lot of difficult games. So, yeah, credit to them for that. Now it's about continuing it. We don't want to stop. We've got to a position where we're really happy with, but it's about going on again now.
It's obviously a buzz around the club, the unbeaten run, and it's a fantastic achievement without question. But it doesn't mean that Devizes Town are running away with the Jewson Western League First Division, does it? You are being hunted down by some pretty big beasts. Of course, one of whom was here last week.
Yeah, absolutely. We're well aware of that. As I've just alluded to, the unbeaten run is brilliant and it's great to be a part of. But ultimately, it's about how many points you end up at the end of the season with. Whether you've lost 2 games or you've lost 10 games, it's irrelevant. It's how many points you get. And the chasing pack are obviously very strong. We know that. We know them all individually and how good they all are, and they're not going to go away anytime soon. So it's really important that we keep our standards high and we try and stay at the top for as long as we possibly can. That's our aim, of course. We've been there for a long time now, so I'm sure we're the team that are being hunted down, as you said. But yeah, how long can we continue the run, and how long can we stay at the top of the table for?
Next up is Bristol Telephones. That is going to be a phenomenally difficult game. It's never an easy place to go for anybody, but they're going well this season, and obviously you've got a massive target on your back, so that is going to be one hell of a Western League game.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. They're a really good side. I've watched them. I've seen them once this season. Look to me like they've improved from last season, I would say. Individually, they've got some really good forward players who are obviously scoring a lot of goals as well. And we all know Bristol Telephones are a really, really difficult side to play against. They're really resolute and really strong physically, and you have to be at your absolute best to beat them. We've not got a good record against them. Obviously, in my time here, it's been one season last year, but I think they beat us here last year and we drew at their place. So yeah, not the best record against them. So we'll be hoping to go there and continue the great run, but we know how difficult it's going to be. We're well aware of their strengths.
Then you've got a game with Cairn in the Wiltshire Senior Cup, and then a league game here at the Grist Environmental Ground against Shirehampton. But I can't help but look, and I'm sure the supporters are going to be looking not on the Boxing Day game, but Wells City away on the 20th of December. December is going to be a massive month, and it's going to tell us a huge amount about this season.
Yeah, I think December generally is, in most seasons, I think most managers will tell you that December, January are generally a key time of the season in terms of, like you say, with the weather. You get a lot of games called off, it becomes disruptive. The weather gets colder, you get more injuries, the squad gets stretched, all these problems that managers come up with during that period. And then coupled with that, you've got a lot of really difficult games in there. And we're well aware of the games we've got coming up. Obviously, on paper, it looks like a difficult run, but it we say it every week. There's no easy games in the division, so it generally doesn't bother me who we play. I appreciate your question, and that the Wells one looks a massive game on paper, like the Bristol Telephone one does next week. But it's important for us to try and win every single game, whether it's Wells or whether it's a team towards the bottom of the division. There's only 3 points up for grabs, and we've got to get as many of them as possible.
Chris, congratulations on a win, and up the town.
Cheers, Ian. Thank you.